Uppy, uppy, uppy. It's One Funny Morning. I'm Dana Blizzard, and it's too early in the morning. This is the dumbest show in the whole world.
From Monday
to Friday. Sometimes on Saturdays.
Why would you say that in front of all these people?
Dean stinks.
You never know what's gonna happen.
That's your Dateline voice?
I don't know.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't.
It's not a chicken leg. This is a chicken leg.
Look at that manhole cover on my face.
Not a bad rendition of me. Hold on.
We know your brother. We'll give you a ride to school or whatever.
That's called
our
murder
small
in New Jersey.
He was a lot
Like
with his everything.
Oh.
What's outside your Puerta de Clima?
That's Stellan! Yeah!
Hi, my name is Sunny, and I live in New Jersey with my mom, Carrie. I'm a good boy, and I like to watch Miss Dina. In the morning, she makes my mom laugh. Yeah, I just wish that you would bring me a treat, maybe, and maybe bring me some presents, and maybe cuddle with me on the couch. I'd like that. You want to go cuddle on the couch? Let's go cuddle. Go get her.
All right, Sunny's my new favorite dog. Good morning, good morning. How is everybody? Girl, it's Friday. Right? Yes. I'm almost positive. That's why I'm on time. I did not buy a 13 by 9 inch pan yet. I've been too busy eating this. Look at it. Look at my breakfast casserole. It's so good. Good morning. I know I said I was going to post a picture, but I didn't. But I did take one. I had every intention. Let me show you. Girl, look at it. Look, there's my 2 pans. So good. Oh, Mary, take care of yourself. My first solo cruise, Mia. That sounds so exciting. Jen, pick up the sausage for this. You need sausage, half and half. A pepper, a lot of cheese, and hash browns. And it is, Kelly, I should have made it in mugs. You don't need a 13 by 9 inch pan. All you have to do is get a 9 by 13 inch pan. I actually thought that yesterday. I was like, I won't get 13 by 9. I'll get 9 by, same thing. Okay. There is a guest today. We're going to be laughing. We might have 2 if time allows. I'm waiting for a friend of mine to show up here at the house, and I want to introduce him to you. I'm sorry, curly top. We didn't get a new pan. We didn't have that kind of time yesterday. I don't even know what I did. Do you ever just have a day where you just spend the whole day running, and at the end of it, somebody says, "What'd you do today?" Nothing. There's just like nothing got done. You know, just I was busy. Did I do anything? When you say thing, could you be more specific? It's like that. It was like that. So no, I did not get around to getting a new pan. So it was a lot of just like trying to get stuff done. Ooh, and then I wish I could show it to you, but the dogs don't have a fence here. So I have this RV fence, which I think I told you guys about. If you need a fence and your dog, we don't exactly, Kim. If your dogs are smaller than mine, you would love an RV fence. I gotta put these things up. But the kids didn't bring all the posts from home. So I had to call the renters and be like, can I stop at my house and pick up a couple things that I left there? Mostly the fence. Athena, you deserve it. All right, listen, we have a guest today. But I feel like we have to get to something that's really been weighing on my mind. And by the way, if you missed yesterday's show, you should go back and watch it because it's hilarious watching me cook. And then Dean tells the story of the Juilliard audition, which if you haven't had a chance to watch it, I think it's so interesting. Juilliard, surprise, was not on my agenda as a child. And I feel like it's one of those mystical things. Like when people say, I went to Juilliard, I'm like, oh, like my brain can't comprehend it. I know what you're saying. I don't know how any of that would have come about. You know what I mean? So I just think that audition process is so interesting. Even if he doesn't end up going, I just think it's so interesting just listening to like the dedication and like the process and the intensity of it is so interesting to me. But that's not what I want to talk about. Let's talk about what's weighing on my mind. Now, this is either going to resonate with you or it's not. I imagine it's not going to resonate with any of the men because I don't think they get this. And girls are like, oh, this is a girl issue. It's not. I'm going to tell you right now, it's about your butt. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Here's Michelle right now. Why are we talking about butt? Listen to me. Mm-hmm. So I started doing yoga every day. You're like, how does this get to butt? Let me just tell you. My hips are awful. I don't know about the rest of you. But, Robin, but my hips and my shoulders are always tight. Like I can't move my body. And if I move it too fast in one direction, I'm like, that hurt. Like it's just whatever. And I wish I could say it was old people, but I feel like I've been old my whole life. Stop it. It's not a chicken leg. It's been a while. Hey. So, Athena. So I do my yoga every day. Well, then I made the very wrong decision to get one of those foam rollers with the bumps on them. Now, you've heard of torture devices. You've heard of Guantanamo Bay. I don't want to say that, Judy bought some nice underwear yesterday. Oh, we got to get to that next. So many big things happening on this Friday. So I got a foam roller with the bumps on it. And then I started rolling my back, right? I was like, okay, I can do that. Then I started rolling my lower back. Did you guys know that you could get like knots on the top of your hip? Do you know that? So dumb. What am I doing back there? What's happening back there that they would be stressed out? What? So then I started rolling the tops of my hips. Then I started rolling my butt. Started rolling my butt. And it was the most painful thing. Turns out I have butt knots. Now, I didn't want to say this in public. It was very embarrassing. I don't know. Is it? Is it embarrassing? Or do we all have butt knots and you guys don't even know it? Do yourself a favor. If you have a tight butt, and not in a good way. Like we think tight butt, it's up here. It has a shelf. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm rolling on. I'm rolling on the floor. Roll against the wall, not the floor per my chiropractor, whatever. Melinda, raise your hand if you've ever had a butt massage. I started asking people this at the gym, mostly Chris and my mom and Andrea. And it's all that fancy underwear. Hertz La 5, a butt massage. Raise your hand if you've had a butt massage. And then if it was the most painful yet liberating moment of your entire life. And it's not this, ladies. All right. Your husband doing this to you is not a butt. That is not a butt massage. A butt massage is when somebody gets their elbow and then climbs on a ladder and comes down like the WWF. And honestly, I hold all my stress in my butt. Acupuncture helps relieve the painful knots. Yes. Her elbows are in there. The pain isn't. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You all have butt knots. Yeah, hurts so good. Candace, listen. They got to get in there. It is the most painful thing ever. Curly top, I see stars. It's like I see Jesus, and not in a good way. Like Jesus, like, don't, it's too early. It's not your time. I'm like, I know. And then they release it, and then all the bad juju comes out. It's just, I don't know how to describe it. I've had massages for a long time and just had a butt massage probably last year. And I saw stars. When you're borderline about to cry and you're about to say, stop. But you don't. And then they release it. And then all of a sudden you lost 20 pounds. Like, it's just like half your problems went away. Because of my herniated disc, my right upper butt hurts because it's pinching nerves, holds my stress in my upper back. Yeah. It's bad butt juju. It is exactly. Girl. So now I spend at least 15 to 20 minutes on each butt cheek. You have to say that, right? It makes it sound like I have 4. I only have 2. All I'm saying is, do yourself a favor. Get yourself a foam roller. Girl, you can start out with a smooth foam roller. That's kindergarten. If you really want to get your hips moving again, get yourself a foam roller with the knots and then just sit on it. And you will think you're dying, and then you will be born again. And this is so good. And then eat this for breakfast. I use a TENS machine. That's the one that's electric, right? Shakendra, if you have the smooth one, it's nothing. Smooth girls, listen. You know nothing until you get the one with the spikes. You know nothing. You don't even really have one. You don't have it. I'm just letting you know. Soon I'm getting a vibrating plate to sit on. Well, that sounds private. Suzanne, I don't even know what you're talking about. I think that's called the dryer. And we're not going to get into that. Okay? I never thought I'd get a vibration plate. So awesome. What are we all talking about? What? I left for a minute. I come back to butt massage. Brutal. Do they work for flat butts? It doesn't matter. Apparently butt knots show no browns. I'm telling you, if you think you have knots in your shoulder, you are carrying something in the junk of your trunk and you don't even know it. Yeah. If anyone was brand new to this show, well, whatever. Stacey's like, I have one. I love it. Stacey, tell me what it is. You have a vibration plate? I have a Why is everybody? Okay, now I got to Google it. Our guess is going to be like, what are you talking about? Vibration plate. Exercise machine. Oh, let me show you. What? Share screen. All right. You asked for it. What is it? You just stand on it? It just jiggles you? I don't get it. What do 10 minutes on a vibration plate do? This is not a novelty. It's been a buzzword for the last decade. Promising benefits, promoting weight loss, improving bone density, relieving pain and stress. What are the negative effects? Headaches, neck pain, dizziness, back pain. Those are all my problems. Digestive problems, cardiovascular disease. Those are all my problems. What happens if you just stand on it? It stimulates blood circulation. Just so you know, I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be a doctor. Nothing that I'm saying is actually real. These are all just janky websites. Whole body vibration can offer some health benefits. Sit, stand, or lie on it. Local gym. 15 minutes of whole body vibration 3 times a week may help weight loss, burn fat, flexibility. But research about whole body vibration is lacking. Can be harmful in some situations. All right, so we don't know. But basically, it's just this stand, and you just stand on it? If somebody wants to ride my floor sander, they are certainly welcome to. I was going to say, I've never seen the guy stand on the floor going, I feel like I just lost 10 pounds. And this has been amazing. I've never seen that. I've never seen it. So funny. All right, let me show you what the foam rollers look like, because somebody's asking what they look like. If you put in foam rollers. Okay, so here's the smooth one. Or if you hate yourself, and that's not even a good spiky one. Hold on. Oh, look at it. And you can probably get these on Amazon. I should link to the one I bought. But girl, Guantanamo Bay, butt knot. These are the words of the day. Hopefully our guests will have better words. My words are butt knot. And I'm telling you, I'm just saying, if you have problems in your life and you're like, my life could be better, get a foam roller. Get rid of your butt knots. Start there. I didn't even know that I had butt knots until I rolled on this foam roller, and I was like, I'm gonna die. Standing on the washing machine during the spin cycle is not the same effect I imagined, Linda. It looks kinky. It's not, Lisa. It's not. Unless you're into somebody punching you in the face until you see Jesus. Then it's for you. Oh, it's so crazy. So listen, I just, okay, for the first 10 minutes of the conversation, I thought you were saying butt nuts. Okay, Michelle, producer Michelle, I don't even know what that is. I mean, I don't even want to imagine. Butt knots, like knots that you would get in your neck from stress. Apparently, a lot of us are carrying our stress in our butts. You're welcome. And how do you know? Get on a foam roller and see if you find Jesus. And that's it. Remember the old machines you put the strap around you, like on Laverne and Shirley, and they would just jiggle you? Yeah, that's what that flat thing seems like. But I'm just letting you know, I've never been on the verge of crying so much as when I do the foam roller. Oh, I know, Tanya. And just think about it this way. Wouldn't it be great if they had a commercial like, do you think you have a big butt? Like, oh, yeah, I do. You don't. You have butt nuts. And this foam roller can get rid of them. You'll be crying most of the time for weeks on end. And then you'll be better. What in the world did I walk in on? Wanda, what did you think you walked in on? You're welcome. Would you expect anything from this morning show? Sure, I could get on the morning show and be like, hey, let's talk about better ways to clean your kitchen sink. Would you watch that show? I wouldn't. But I would open with, hey, while you were cleaning your kitchen sink, were you stressed out and thinking, I bet I have butt nuts? I can help you get rid of them. No, I can't. But a foam roller, that'll do it. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So, oh no, it's good. It's good for everything. There's a whole bunch of exercises you can do with the foam roller. A lot for your back, for your legs, like if you have tight hamstrings. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm not a physical therapist. I should have said that. I don't know anything, but I do know that I have a lot of pain in my butt, and I'm just going to leave it at that. And life is slowly getting better. I just texted my friends. We have to vibrate our butt knots. I got a lot of question marks and one. Okay. All right. Bob, it's very, very hard. It has spikes on it, and then you stick it in your butt. And that sounds a lot worse than it should. But everything I said is above bar, just so you know. So keep that in mind. Oh, wait. We have 2 minutes. I want to introduce you real quick. Everybody stay there. Oh, boy. All right, come say hi. And I have to bring my other guest on. This is Lulu. She loves everybody. All right. And let me see if I can, let me get you a chair.
Am I interrupting or are you on?
No, we are on. You can put that down.
Okay.
But I walk away from them all the time. They're used to it.
Okay.
I'm going to introduce you real quick. And
Okay.
I'm going to bring on my guest, and you can head back. I'll show you.
Okay.
And then we'll.
Where's the kitchen?
Kitchen? You go that way through the dining room.
Okay.
And then you'll see everything.
I'll
back
just head
there.
over there after you're done.
All right, here, sit here, so everybody can say hi to you. So I want to introduce you before we bring on our guest today. Hold on. So everybody, this is my friend Tommy. You got to scooch up because I look like Hagrid next to you, and I did give you a tiny little chair. He's not that short. I don't know why the guest chair is so tiny.
I'll fold my arms and try to
So
look
there
strong.
you go, and I'll just.
God, I look pale.
All right, we won't go that.
So
all right, so this is Tommy, everybody. He's adorable. He is a comedian as well, but also a master carpenter. Mm-hmm. And he is here to fix some things in the kitchen for me today, which we're going to show you. But we're also talking about putting together some videos so that Tommy can teach me how to use the things that are in my toolbox and do simple things around the house. You know that I've talked about changing your toilet seat. Girl, you could have the nicest toilet seat for like $32. And people be like, girl, you must be doing real good in life because you got a new toilet seat. So, yes. Yeah. First question to you, Tommy. And then we're going to go to our guest for the day. Do you have butt knots?
I don't. Because I stretch on a regular basis. Every day I stretch and take care of my body before I go into the world and perform my handyman duties.
How did you know what I was even talking about? I thought I made that word up, but you knew exactly what I was talking about.
Well, I would think that butt knots are the same as back knots or the same as leg knots. Knots in your body come from not taking care of your body, from not stretching. And with what I do for a living, if I don't take care of myself, I'm down for the count and I can't make a living. So there you go.
All right. Tommy fits right in. He was like, yeah, bring it on. You want to talk about butt knots? Let's do it.
Don't forget about America's Funniest Handyman on YouTube.
There you go. So Tommy, besides being a hilarious comedian and a handyman, he's America's Funniest Handyman, and he has a series on YouTube that you can go follow. How do they find you?
America's Funniest Handyman on YouTube. I have a brand new video that I just put up last night on how to learn to be patient while you're working on your own house and learning how to do it yourself.
You lost me at patience, but I bet it's a very important video, so you should go watch it,
and
check it out.
4 different characters, I think. Yeah, 4 different characters.
So we're going to be hanging out with Tommy over the next few weeks. We're hoping to do some regular videos together as I start to learn how to fix things around the house, things that I can do, things that maybe I should call somebody for. And so,
I'm going to help teach her, and she's going to help teach you.
Yeah. exciting. So yeah, Tommy advocates for our self-care already.
And next time I come back, I'm going to have some color in my face.
How are you going to do that?
I'm going to St. Croix in a couple weeks.
Oh.
To visit a friend, a buddy of mine. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Look, Tommy got international friends. Yeah, tool time with Tommy. It's Tommy married.
No, Tommy's happily divorced.
Tommy, you're going to have a lot of followers. That was a mistake to tell him that. But okay. Tommy's like, okay. All right. Well, you guys are going to love him. I'm going to bring our guest on
All right,
now.
I'm going to head to the kitchen.
Yeah, I'll move
Thank
your
you.
tiny chair. That I'm going to need it better. Oh, somebody said they just subscribed. Look at that.
That's great.
All right. So I wanted to introduce you guys to Tommy because he's great. He actually fixed this door down the shore that was like 100 years old and did such an amazing job. Oh, Jill, that's going to be a great question. So maybe we'll make, we'll make a little thing where people can put in like, hey, I'd love for you and Tommy to make a video doing this or something. So we can talk about it. All right, Genevieve, if you're ready, turn your camera on so I know that you're good to go. And we're going to, what's his YouTube again? America's Funniest Handyman. And he doesn't leave drills on the sidewalk for other people to fall on and break their legs. Yeah. All right. All right. Down the shore, rhyming game. I know. Oh, wait, hold on. All right. We're going to give it a minute. I need help with it. Yeah. What's the YouTube again? America's, I was going to say handsomest handyman, but he goes with funniest, whatever. But he's great. He's so funny. So Tommy and I have known each other for years. And then Dean took a, hold on. Genevieve, I just texted Michelle because it looks like you're having an issue. So if you want to text with Michelle and see if she can help you. What was I saying? Oh, so we met. It won't let my camera on. All right. All right, I'm going to let Michelle work on that. Genevieve, I see. Right. Thanks, Candace. It's not anything on my side, Genevieve. I can see you, and I can edit your mic settings, but I can't do anything with your camera. He has a video on butt joints. Of course he does. It's gonna fit right in here. I mean, I could not survive without him these past 6 years. Yeah. It's my thinking face. You can tell the difference. So I'm like, ah. It's a very wide range. But anyway, so Tommy and I have known each other as comics for years. And then Dean joined an improv group in Philadelphia, and he was telling me about it. And it was a small group. He's like, Mom, there's one guy and he's so funny. It was just funny. And he was talking about the group. He's like, this one girl's this other girl's this. And then he had a graduation show, and I showed up to the show, and I'm late because that's me. And he's just about to come on. So him and his whole group goes running on, and Tommy is in the group. And I was like, that's the guy he said that was so funny. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. So we were able to connect again, and he's super smart and super talented he's a master carpenter. And and this house is old. And so, when I do find people to come work on this house, we had that whole conversation about electricians and like, I need somebody that understands knob and tube. I need somebody that understands how to work with old boilers and radiators and that's how you say it. And when it comes to the woodwork of houses like this, they're so old, you really want to honor any work that you do, you want to try your best to honor, the woodwork of the time and try to match it in a kind of a colonial style. When we did the shore house, the house down there is 100 years old. And so Tim, who was helping down there, he had done the work in probably 2 weeks. It was putting this kitchen together. And then he just spent another week just on molding. And it just looks fantastic. All right, Karen, good luck. We're thinking about you. So yeah. So it'll be nice. And again, I've been taking pictures of everything so that you can kind of see what I've been trying to put together. So where'd he go? Does he know what he's fixing? Oh yeah, he knows. Does he know what he's fixing? Oh, there's so much to fix, but he knows. So yeah, that's happening. I'm waiting for an update from Michelle. I have not heard anything. All right. Well, there's a setting she might need to turn on. I'm talking about Genevieve. So this weekend, what am I doing? I'm really just counting down the days till Valentine's. I don't know if anybody else wrote it in your calendar. Did anybody else scratch off Valentine's Day and write Juilliard Day? Because that's what I did. Did Jason buy this house recently? No, he's lived here for a few years, and he had done a lot of work on the music room. So we were in the music room on the studio on New Year's Eve, and you could kind of see how beautiful that room is. And I'm still waiting to bring like my couch over to put in that room, so it's not really finished. But yeah, this house was great and just is, so pretty. I mean, I don't know how much you can tell, from the view that's here. I have not talked to Jacqueline since last night. So I was going to go last night with Jacqueline to her gig, but here's how the conversation goes. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Jacqueline said, I have a gig. And I said, oh, I would love to go. And then she came home in the afternoon. We caught up. And I said, okay, so what time are we leaving? What time's your gig? She's like, my gig's at 10. I said, 10. Your gig's at 10, like starts at 10? She goes, yeah, I'm the last one. Okay, I go to bed at 10 because I do yoga and butt knots in the morning, so I go to bed early. And then we stared at each other. She goes, you don't have to come if you don't want to. And I said, well, let's go downstairs and have dinner and we can talk about it. And then she was like, okay, this is what she does. She goes, oh. She goes, what did you make for dinner? I said, oh, I made this honey chicken thing, which, by the way, was the greatest thing I've ever made. And we're totally making it on Voila. And it's so good. So good. And then she stops and she goes, oh. And I said, what is that? She goes, it's about dinner. And I looked at her. Now, I want to tell you the beats again. I said, why don't we go downstairs and talk about it over dinner? And then she said, what's for dinner? And then I said, honey chicken. And then she said, oh. And I said, what? She goes, I have something to tell you. What do you think she wanted to tell me? And those were the beats. Let's go talk about it over dinner. What are we having for dinner? Honey chicken. Oh, what does that mean? I have something to tell you. What do you think she wants to tell me? Because I was like, if you tell me what I think you're about to tell me, I am going to be very upset. And I don't know why. But I was like, if you say what I think you're about to say. And I had like real feelings about it. Yes. That she was a vegetarian or vegan or stopped eating meat or any of the things. And I said, are you about to tell me what I think? And I was like upset about it. I said, if you're about to tell me what I think you're about to tell me. And she goes, what? I go, no, just say it. What is it? She goes, I already made plans with dinner with Miguel. And I go, oh my God, thank God. I don't know why I had such a weird response. She goes, what did you think I was going to say? I said, I thought you were going to say you were a vegetarian now. And I was like, this is going to ruin dinner for such a long time. And I had no idea. I had such strong feelings about it until she goes, why would I say that? I said, I don't know. I said, it was so funny. And she goes, no, Miguel's one of her friends from school. And so she goes, no. I made plans with everybody else for dinner, some of my friends. And so I can't have dinner with you. And I was like, oh, that's fine. Go ahead. I don't care. That's fine. Yeah, no, it was hilarious. I was like, yeah, that's fine. So then I came downstairs and we were chatting, and then she didn't actually meet up with Miguel until later. But the point, so then I said, oh, I didn't realize you were going to meet up with your friends. It's fine. I don't have to go. And she goes, no, come. I go, Jacqueline, I don't need to come and hang out with your friends. She goes, no, it would be so fun. Did you ever hang out with your kid and their friends? She'll try and include me in the conversation, but then they'll start talking about dumb stuff or just making sounds and cracking each other up. Have you ever listened to young people talk? I can't. I'm a snob. No, mind you, I just did 40 minutes on butt knots. I understand that. I get it. But I don't need that in my life. You're right, Eileen, I should have just picked you up and I would have hung out with Eileen all night. We had a great time. But I was like, Jack, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. That honey chicken was so good. Yeah. And then they ended up deciding that they wanted to meet later. So then she did stay for dinner. I know, Eileen, next time. But I was already tired. I was like, 10 o'clock. Yeah. Renee, I can't. Does everybody else have sound? Some people are saying my sound went, but not all of them. Maybe go out and come back in. My third grader asked me to sit this one out when I asked him if he wanted me to volunteer for the school's book fair. Why don't you sit this one out? Yeah, I'm just going to do this on my own. I didn't even ask my kids. I was like, I'm coming. They're like, oh, gosh, why do you have to be there? I was like, because I love you. Horrible. There she is. Okay, good. Okay, so listen, you guys, we have an amazing guest today. You may already know her because she's hilarious and she gives the best makeup tips in the best way possible. Now, for instance, I just tell you about butt knots, but it was fun. And it was funny. And maybe you'll get rid of the stress in your butt and have a wonderful life. Well, she will teach you how to be pretty and make you laugh the entire time. It's like we're living parallel lives, butt knots and makeup from across the sea. She is an award-winning makeup artist and content creator hailing from England. She only uses cruelty-free products and creates timeless, sophisticated looks with a modern edge that enhance your best features. She also likes to keep skin natural while using colors and shapes. You can follow her accessible beauty tips and tutorials, as well as her hilarious takes on daily living on Instagram, where she has nearly 400,000 followers. She's followed by Jennifer Gardner, Kristen Bell. She's hilarious. You're going to love her. Please. What the f*** is in this?
I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know.
What the f*** is in this? What? I would love to know. What's in it?
Yeah, I'd like to know too. I'd love to know.
Because myself, primers, setting sprays, we don't do it.
Right, okay.
I am Sicilian. I put on a drop of foundation, one pinch. 10 minutes later, pastrami sandwich.
Well, I can see that would upset you. That would upset anybody.
I look like I'm cutting up meats in a meat shop. Greasy. You guys won't shut the fuck up, but I bought it. I was like, just shut up. I put on my makeup at 8 in the morning. 8? What time is it?
I make it 12:28, but different time zones.
It's 8:06 in the evening. I'm going to dinner. Before dinner, my Sicilian ass brought all my jug of powder into the bathroom, and I'm like, here we go.
Wow.
There was nothing. There was nothing.
Nothing.
Do you know what I did?
What did you do?
I put on mascara, and I fixed my lip.
You never did.
What the f*** is this?
We still don't know. She hasn't told us. You haven't told us yet. I promise you didn't. You haven't told us.
I don't trust it.
Me neither. Don't really know what it is, though.
Please help me welcome to the show, Genevieve Turley. Hey, Genevieve. How are you?
Oh, I'm so pleased I sorted that out. I was like sweating back. I was like, oh my God, my camera's working.
I'm so sorry. It is stressful.
No, it's so stressful, isn't it? I mean, I'm terrible with technology at the best time. And then Michelle, bless her, was like messaging me like, have you tried this? And I'm just like, and then
I love it.
I
love it. Everybody is saying in the comments, they're like, oh my gosh, I love her. She's my favorite. I love her. So you already have lots of fans here. So how did all this start? So you're a makeup artist by trade. How did you decide to start like kind of putting this together with comedy?
So I used to be a nurse. That's my background. And then I changed career in 2018. So I used to be in the Air Force as a nurse. And yeah, I always wanted to be a makeup artist. That was always like my passion growing up and things. And, you know, when you leave a really safe career, so nursing, safe career in the UK, military, a safe career, reasonably safe career, money-wise. And I decided to jack all that in just as I became a mother and follow my passion to become a makeup artist. So, you know, 2018 was full on. And then I found out I was pregnant with my second. So I built a business at what was the most challenging time of my life. You know, I had 2 babies. We'd ripped a house apart. We were renovating. You know, I had no money. And social media was really big then. Well, you know, Instagram was really big. I hadn't been on it before. And then my friend was on it and she was like, oh, you should go on Instagram to do all your makeup stuff. So I went on Instagram, and as lockdown happened, Reels came out, didn't they? It was about that time. And I had so many ideas of what I could do. But I had a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I was watching everyone else.
You have different ideas of what you do.
It was crazy. But, you know, I couldn't do social media in a way that I wanted to at that time. So I felt as though I missed a really important window of opportunity. And so I am a bridal makeup artist. So I don't do, you know, all these glam red carpet events. I have everyday women with all the different skin tones, skin types, which I think is really important to get your hands on people with very real skin. And I always thought that social media had to be quite a professional space, because, you know, that's where clients find you and things. But and then I was talking to my mentor called Zoe, and I was like, oh, you know, I really want to do a podcast, and I really want to do this, and I really want to do that, and I really want to connect with women who are everyday women who just feel completely missed by the beauty industry. They feel completely unrepresented online. Those are my people that I wanted to find. And I was like, I really want to do this. And she was like, Jen, if you want to do that, you've kind of just got to do it. And I was like, okay. So that clip that you just showed, you know, I did that, me just prattling around at home, and I did it because I get the internal monologue. When I see something, it's instantly there.
Yeah.
I did it, and I just pressed send. And because I said, if I don't just press send, I just won't do it. Because in my mind, I was like, well, I think it's funny. But I've got, you know, a really silly sense of humor, and I had no idea that everyone else would find it funny. I knew it was funny when my husband called me laughing.
Really?
And he went, that's really fucking funny. Sorry, am I allowed to swear? I'm really sorry.
Sure, now you are. You can. It's done. We have no production value, so it's out there.
Sorry. So I knew then. I was like, oh, okay. And then my brother-in-law messaged me going, "That's funny what you just posted." So I was like, "Oh, okay, that's interesting that the men are finding it funny."
Yeah, that's really funny.
And then that just went wild. So that the Kardashians started.
And that was your first one, that video we just saw?
That one was the one that sent me viral.
Wow.
So this time last year, I had 4,000 followers on Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was middle of February I posted that reel, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then within 2 months I had 100,000 followers. So it was really fast. So that one reel got me 90,000 followers. And what was great is that then brought so many women. Did bring some men, but then I think the men realized, oh, this is actually quite a lot about makeup. So some men messaged me and were like, it was really funny, but I've realized that this is a girl place really, so I'm going to exit.
We're going to go watch men chop wood or something. This isn't.
I'm going to suggest this to my wife,
Yeah.
And so I think what's happened, which is lovely, is that the women who I really wanted to find me have found me. Yeah. And I get messages all the time from women of all sorts of ages and different places in their life. Maybe they've just become mums, or maybe they're going through menopause, or maybe they're, in their 60s or 70s. And they're sort of saying, I found this really helpful, or I fell in love with makeup again, or I'm feeling really pretty again. And that was what I always wanted, but we're doing it in a way that's fun and real, because, what we see so much on social media is this very perfect world. And we're not stupid. We know that's not real, but somehow we still absorb it on some level and then make ourselves feel bad. So I'm here to sort of turn up.
I love that I have to stop you there. Hold on 1 second.
You can't abandon me now. I'm committed like this now until we resume.
Sorry,
where's she gone? Well, I'll just no, it's fine. I'm committed to staying like this.
You're exactly right. I love it.
Because when I turn up looking, with my leopard print dressing gown, and it's like a get ready with me, it is get ready with me on the school run. That is really happening in real time. It's not I've dropped the kids off and then I come home and pretend I'm filming a get ready. Those kids are downstairs going, Mom, and I'm there sort of, and I have got 5 minutes. And I think that women relate to that, and they kind of go, she is really doing her makeup in 5 minutes. She really is just choosing an outfit in 5 minutes. And then that makes people go, oh, okay, maybe I could do that, or maybe I will start trying a bit. Because although I would always say to people, you don't have to wear makeup, but for me personally, I feel better when I have done something, even if it's just a bit of concealer, a bit of blusher, brushing your hair, whatever. You feel better, don't you? You feel sort of like, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I just started this process of growing out my silver, and I'm almost done. You can see like some of the highlights are still here, but yeah, it's kind of like this next phase for me, and what does makeup look like at this age? And it's even funny because this has been where I've done my hair my whole life, but there's actually more silver on this side of my hair. And so I'm like, oh, when do you make the final transition to move to this side? And I don't know. It's just, and then
there's something very cool though about it kind of spilling out, and it looks like highlighter, that you've actually, people will go and ask the hairstylist, you'd be an inspo pick for people, this this side bit. I think it's great. I think it's so cool, and you've hit it at the right time because it's very on trend.
It is. Well, that's what I decided. I knew that, so I decided to have my silver grow in,
and it will change your colors.
Well, that's what I mean. Are you starting to see, are you like, maybe at some point we can have you back on and we can just talk about makeup, because there's a lot of women, that are here because I just turned 52, but I started this process obviously at 51. And some people are going silver at 30, at 40.
Yes.
I'm like, listen, let's talk about it. Like, I just couldn't afford it anymore. Genevieve, it was so expensive. It was like it started out every 6 months, and then it was like every 2 weeks. I was like, I don't have this money, and this is not what Jesus wants me to look like. Jesus wants me to look
tiring as well. Like, it's tiring to be like, oh God, I've got to do that. Like, it becomes a chore, and when it's a chore, that's annoying. So you want it to be like, I do this because I enjoy doing it. So it would be interesting because when my mum went grey, so after lockdown, we said to mum, because this is so my mum's 73 now, but this is what my mum would classically do. She'd go to the hair she's been going to for the last 30 years, and every time she'd go, how do you think my hair looks? And I'd go, the same it's looked for 20 years. I'm quite to the point. I don't mess with my wig. Yeah. And she was like, oh. And then at my wedding, nearly 10 years ago, actually, I can't remember. Well, that's going back, but my friend did her hair at my wedding, and she loved it. And I said, look, you're going grey, and you've been fighting it for a long time, and I don't know why, because grey is beautiful. And I said, why don't you go and see Becky, because she trusts Becky. Becky's done her hair before at my wedding. She loved it. I said, why don't you go to Becky, because she's a colour pro. Like, that's what she's known for. She's a colour pro. And I said, and she will give you the best advice. So don't take it from me. Just go and have a chat with her about it. And so she did. And my friend Becky was like, yeah, but we're not going to do it straight away. We're not going to do anything wild. Yeah. And she eventually just slowly took my mum grey and styled it beautifully, to the point where all of my mum's friends started going like, who did your, what's going on? And then I got stopped. I was hiking on the hills, the Malvern Hills yesterday, and I got stopped by two of my mum's friends, and they were like, your mum at the moment is looking phenomenal. Like, the best she's looked when she looks better at 73 than she did at 63. Yeah. And it's because when she went grey, we took her to go and get her colours done, because I was like, all your colours will have changed, mum.
Yeah, exactly.
So now she's gone from being quite sort of burnt oranges and limes and browns, and now she's fuchsia pink and navy and grey. And so I went and bought her a fuchsia pink lipstick, and she was like,
I know. My friend Judy is like, put the red lipstick on. I'm like, I don't know. I've never.
And you've got great lips.
It's just, I don't know. We're going to have to do a day, Genevieve, where we do it for like silver. I call it silver colors. So, but even my clothes, like I don't have any. I just moved and I lost them, and they're ugly. So I got to get all new clothes. But same thing. I'm like, I don't know. I got to figure out what my colors are for this. And I still have a little bit. I probably will be done in another few months, and the blonde will be gone, and then it'll just be the white. But it is funny. It's nice that it's a trend that's finally coming around. And ironically, same thing, when I started growing mine out, every woman, most of my girlfriends were like, don't do this. You're in good shape. Why would you do this? You look so young. But all the men were like, I think it's beautiful. I love it. I think it's so beautiful. And I'm like, isn't that funny? Like, who are we doing it for? Men are like, this is beautiful. We're just doing it for each other and driving each other crazy. So,
but do you think that's associated to the fact that women are fighting age so hard? So when you start saying, I'm just going to embrace the grey, for them that's scary, because it's like, oh my God, that's showing grey is associated to aging. And we've been taught to fight that and to not get old.
It is. But I also think a lot of it gets, so I got divorced and started dating this wonderful man named Jason, and he is salt and pepper. And, on men, it's just so handsome, and I love it. And so he was like, Dina, it looks like you have silver. Why wouldn't you grow it out? I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And we talked about it for a while. And he was like, I bet it would look so beautiful on you. And I think a big part of it is being with somebody that tells you that this is beautiful. And if you're not with somebody that tells you that, hang out with other women that are telling you, because it is beautiful. And I think it's important to see it and have that representation. Because if you don't see it, it does seem odd. And I think it's a harder decision to make.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, that's great.
So a lot of people are saying, somebody said, I don't know how to do today's makeup, bronzer, eyebrows, lashes. What happened to pink and blue eyeshadow of the 80s? I can do that.
Well, you just carry on and do that. My rule is that there are no rules. Makeup is there to play with and be creative with. So whilst there are sort of guidelines, if you've got blue eyes, opposite on the color wheels are like the golds and the browns and things, and if you've got green eyes, the purples look really nice on you. Brown eyes, you can generally crack on with anything. You're very lucky. But I still think, but if you really love blue mascara, wear the blue mascara if it makes you happy. I mean, my Auntie Jen, you are never going to get that woman off blue mascara.
She's still wearing it.
She is wearing that, and you will be taking that out of her cold dead hand. She ain't gonna come out of that blue mascara, I tell you. I once did her makeup, she's got beautiful blue eyes. I did all these lovely bronzes and stuff. And she looked in the mirror and she was like drinking her Pinot Grigio and she had a fag and she was like, I don't think it's me, darling. I just don't think it's me. Like, would you be offended if I took it off? And I was like, no, Auntie Jen, it's fine. She was like, it's just not me, babe. So I just think you should be comfortable. And so when I do Mothers of the Bride, because, you know, the bride will be like, oh, I really want my mum to be involved and da, da, da. And that's a lovely thing, but you have to tread very carefully because your mum might have done her makeup the same way for 30 years and any other way is going to feel completely wrong. And the one day she doesn't want to not feel herself is on her daughter's wedding day. And I have had mums before and you can read their body. That's one thing nursing gives you. You can read people's body language like nothing else. And you can just see them like, and I just say to them, I'm going to do it. If you don't like it, wash it off. I'm not going to be offended. You've got to feel good today. You are never going to offend me. You know, and some will do it. And I mean, I did have one. It was quite funny. I had a mother of the groom and she looked terrified, absolutely terrified. Like you should see her eyeballing me all morning. and I went up to her quietly and said, you don't have to have your makeup done. She went, no, they really want me to. And I was like, oh, okay, but you don't have to do that. It's fine. I'm not going to be upset. And she was like, no, I'm going to. And I was like, okay. And she got in the chair and I swear she was shaking. And I was like, and I always talk through and I'm like, we're just going to get really natural. Just do a nice bit in the eyes, whatever. I'm not kidding you. I was like this. Went to put the moisturizer on. She bounced out the room. She went, I can't do it. She ran out the door. And I was like, shit. And I went up to the bride and I was like, I promise I only touched her.
I didn't touch her. She just ran.
And then her daughter came up to me and she was like, don't worry, my mum is mental. So just don't worry about it. So she ran off and I didn't see her again. But I was just like, okay. But, you know, that's why. So I always just think if you're watching all these people do crazy makeup, go and find someone on social media who is your age, has a style that you like. And just sit and play with makeup one evening and try putting it in different areas. Like try putting your blush maybe a bit higher up. Maybe try using bronzer in more key areas rather than the old school way of just doing it, you know. And just find what works for you because everyone's different.
Now, there was one video you did, which was so funny. It was you talking to you about putting eyeshadow higher. Like, is that like a trend? Like I was like, oh, are we supposed to be doing that? Like, what are some of the easy trends that people could be doing now?
So most people have got a bronzer and you know, it's also about multi-using your products. So if you're going to buy yourself a decent bronzer, use it in a few different ways. So you can use it. I'm looking furiously at my bronzer. So that video, so lots of makeup artists comment on that, you know, sort of saying, God, we're higher. Because we are scared to go higher. So this is a bronzer. This is a NYX bronzer. I used it actually in that reel. And then you just take a fluffy brush. And what you do is you just pick up the product on the brush, tap off the excess, and then you relax your eyes looking forward. Because what we do as humans is as soon as we see ourselves in the mirror, we do this. And that's not our reality. We don't walk around looking startled all the time. But when we look at ourselves in the mirror, we lift our eyebrows up to open our eyes. But if you do your makeup based on that, you will find that your eyes relax. So when you do like a liquid eyeliner, which is funny you mentioned that because there's a video coming up similar like that, but with liquid eyeliner, and you would have a droop. You know, it would droop. If you do your eyeliner like that, lovely, but then it will droop. So it's all about relaxing your eyes and looking forward. So if I put my eye relaxed, and then I place the brush there, and then just windscreen wipe it backwards and forwards, this is just going to give you a really easy everyday eyeshadow. But if you come down, so in that video I said not down, don't pull it down. What people are doing with that windscreen wiper action is they end up going like this. And of course that pulls the eye down. So, and then I say out and up, out and up. So you're bringing that shadow out and upwards so it lifts the eye up. So when you are more on the hooded side, so people are either born with like hooded eyes, like Claudia Schiffer and people like that. But mine have become hooded over time, just because, you know, as you get older, they do. So that helps with opening them. But it's something that everyone's got. It's really easy to do. Then you can just put a little bit under the eyes as well. And it doesn't matter what color eyes you have. And then if you're wearing bronzer anyway, the reason why I take it down the nose and then bring it out and up is because it will connect with the bronzer that perhaps you've got up in here, on here. So then everything's connected. And if everything's connected, it's what makes everything looks natural.
So
there we go.
Cool. I know. Now I'm thinking about like I didn't do any of that with my bronzer.
Yeah, so it's using your products in key ways and just, playing. But that going higher, most people would be putting it all over here, but it's actually going much higher. And then I talk about bringing it to the top of your front of your eyebrow, which of course to people would be terrifying, but actually it's a natural color.
Wait, you should bring it to here? I thought the whole idea was to keep it right in there.
No, so from here, I come up to there and then bring it down because it looks really natural. But I wouldn't do that with like a blue or a green.
Yeah. You gotta look like Batman.
It's all about, with eyeshadow, it's about transitioning the colors. So it's, you start with your darkest color towards the lash line, and then you slowly transition out. Next time you see some makeups on the red carpet, really zoom in on their makeup. And that makeup is coming a lot higher than you think. And it's also coming a lot lower than you think. Because that's how you smoke it out. So you're constantly smoking those colors to look natural.
Wow.
So the amount of times people will give me I want a natural makeup, and they'll show me Kim Kardashian. And of course she uses neutral colors.
Yeah.
So you look at her and you think, oh, she's not, we know that she is wearing a lot of makeup, but she doesn't look like she is because they're all neutral colors and it's all about placement.
Yeah.
So it's, if you zoom in on Kim Kardashian, that is exactly how.
What is like a fashion trend or a makeup trend now that you see that you just hate, that you're just like, why are we doing this? Is there anything?
The bloody hacks. All the hacks, do it like this, do it like that. It's so confusing for people. The over consumption of makeup, this 20 layers of makeup. You should be able to do your makeup in 5 minutes. You don't need to wear base products if you've got good skin. Why do you need to do that? So it's those that really get on my tits.
So Angela said, I don't have bronzer. How dark would I get it if I have fair skin?
So if you've got really fair skin, there are some really good bronzers on the market now where you could go really light. Or you don't get number 7 in the US, do you?
Who?
A makeup brand. No, I think it's a UK brand. So you could go and buy, I think you get Glossier in the US. Like Glossier got some really cool toned but very light eyeshadows. So if you're very, very fair, a more cool toned eyeshadow would work really well to do that same sort of effect.
And how important is bronzer? Like I said something about bronzer to my daughter. She was like, what's bronzer? Like she thought it was so dumb. I'm like, I love bronzer. Like it's not a color. Like it's like for everything. Like
so a bronzer is something that I normally wear every day, but I wear it not as like a contour. So let me show you. So I've got this by Shiseido.
And everybody is saying we do have number 7 here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's a good one too.
So number 7, so they do single eyeshadows, which is why I like them. And they do a really cool tone brown in shade Camel. So that would be a really nice one to try. But this is Shiseido. So it's quite a light bronzer. And what I just like to do is you want to think about where the sun would naturally hit your face. So it would naturally hit, the cheeks. It would naturally hit your nose. It would naturally hit your forehead, your chin. That's where you want to put bronzer. So you're being considered where you put it, but you're not contouring. This is called like bronze tour. But really you're thinking about where the light naturally. So like there, if you catch the sun, it would be around there. So that's the way I always teach people to think about it. You don't have to wear bronzer. I think that there's this concept of, if you look really bronzy, you look very healthy. And I've been guilty of saying those words together before and had pale people just sort of say, oh, it always upsets me when people say bronze is healthy, because obviously then it makes us look sickly. And on board, and I was very they were very polite about it, but I felt really bad because I was like, they're completely right. And I love porcelain skin, and whenever I have a porcelain skin bride and they say I'm thinking of getting a fake tan, it breaks my heart, because I just think, no, it is such a beautiful,
pretty. It is so pretty. I know. Now somebody said, what do you think about like eyebrow tattoos or microblading?
Oh, brilliant. So I haven't gone down that road because I don't think I need that yet. But I do think that I've had women who have got very sparse brows, or they're very, very fair. And I would definitely say microblading is a fantastic option. It will really open the eyes up. It gives you some shape to your eyes. It gives you like a natural facelift. My only thing is, really do your research. If you have very oily skin, microblading won't be the one for you. Maybe tattooing would be better. But if you went to someone really good, they would advise you anyway. So always go for somebody who's got bags of experience. They've got loads of their work demonstrated, and they come with a recommendation from somebody because you're putting a lot of trust in these people, and it's not cheap, but it's the results from some people I've seen have been absolutely fantastic, and it's really changed people. My sister had it done years ago, and for her, she's just like, I just don't have to think about my brows. It's just brilliant. Because if you don't have much, it takes 5 minutes to do them each day. So she's just like, oh, amazing.
I'm going to go back like 2 questions, because talking about beauty trends that are so funny, you made a video and it was about how girls are lining their lips, but like it's so funny to me. I'm like, I don't know. I think we did like a little bit, but now it just seems like outrageous what they're doing.
Well, I think what was big in the 90s was using just a very dark lip liner, having a very contrasting lip liner to the lipstick or gloss, or using a bit of concealer on the lip, that classic. So I think it was very harsh is how it was, 80s, sort of 90s. But now it's all about this creating a whole other lip. I mean, I've never seen anyone with one of those quite so much as what I take the mickey out of. But I do see people who overline their lips. I don't overline my lips because I've got a very definite Cupid's bow, and I've got quite a lot of natural color in my lips. So it's not for me. It would feel really unnatural. But I know that there are people who do it ever so slightly, and it looks brilliant, and you wouldn't know that they've done it. It's subtle. If you have got a thin upper lip, because mine is symmetrical, yours are symmetrical. So that means that your top and your bottom are pretty much the same size. Generally, as you get older, your top lip tends to get smaller, so then you start to lose the symmetry. So then you could, if you're looking at makeup artists who have got a really big audience like Nikki Makeup, she will overline lips, but she does it in such a beautiful, skillful way that actually, if you were looking at that woman face to face, you wouldn't know that they've done that. So there is a way of doing it really beautifully if you feel that you don't have much of a lip. But this whole concept of going completely over is just
so crazy. And I don't know how much American TV you watch, but Baywatch was huge. What do you think about, what's her name, who's now gone completely makeup free? What's her name?
Pamela. God, I love her. I love her new sort of like comeback. I think it's amazing. I love the fact that she is just sort of embracing her natural beauty, because my goodness, she is so beautiful, has always been so beautiful. It's interesting. She was such an icon with her look, wasn't she? So what would be really interesting, I've never heard her talk about it, was that look put upon her, like, this is the way you should present yourself to the world, or was that just her style and she's changed now? That would be really interesting to know about her, if anyone's ever heard her talk about it. But when I've seen her on the red carpet, and lots of magazines or on social media are still talking about it. And then if you read the comments, people are like, why are we still talking about this like it's a big thing? And, it's not her running that narrative. It's not her going, look at me, look at me, look at me. It's just, she just turned up one day and decided I think she said something like, oh, my skin was really good and I just didn't want to put makeup on. Then it became a huge thing. I think what's really nice is that it's her sort of way of going, I'm really comfortable being me. And I think that makes other women go, well, that's quite nice to see a woman just go, I'm comfortable being me.
Yeah.
And that's probably the bigger thing than the not wearing makeup. It's just a woman at ease in her own skin, which we don't see that age.
Yeah. You know what's so funny? I just saw a clip of Dolly Parton, and it was a clip of her talking to Barbara Walters years and years ago. And, you know, it was at the height of, you know, kind of her fame. I don't want to say the height because she keeps getting better.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess kind of her first balloon, for a lack of a better word. And Barbara Walters says to her, like, why do you keep doing this? Like, why do you keep accentuating your breasts and putting these giant wigs on and doing the makeup and the hair and the thing and the thing? And she's going on and on. And Dolly Parton was like, this is a joke. Like, I know I'm a joke. And I think it's funny. I do it because this whole industry is a joke. And I just want to have fun. And I'm just doing my thing. She's like, I'm doing it because it entertains me. And if it entertains other people, then I don't care. And it was this similar, but in a complete opposite direction of just being totally costumed out. But her saying, this is who I am. If you don't like it, then don't watch. Don't listen to my music. But it was just some, you know, the same message of her being completely comfortable with what she's doing, what she's putting out there. And so it's kind of nice that we have this spectrum now of somebody being so costumed to somebody just be like, I'm done. Like, I'm just fine where I am.
And I think it makes women uncomfortable to see someone comfortable. Like, why are you okay with this? Why do you not care what people think? Like, what? That's what we've been conditioned to think, is to constantly think about what other people think of us. And there's two women going, no, I'm actually over it. But have you seen, she was on the Jimmy Fallon show. She's huge at the moment. Lola Young. No. Because I'm too messy. And then I'm too goddamn cheap. Right, you need to, she is brilliant. So I'm a bit obsessed with her at the moment because she is this young woman who has a real style. Think Amy Winehouse with the big eyeliner and the big hair. She is, you know, big lashes, loads of blush, loads of faux freckles, and big mullet. And I haven't been excited about someone new in the music industry for years. I haven't downloaded new music for like a decade because it's all just samples of what we used to listen to, but the originals was way better. And I just feel like all these pop stars are all just mimicking each other pop stars. And she's come out on the scene, and you know, she's like a mashup of Adele and Amy Winehouse, and she came from the Brit School of Makeup, which is where these guys sort of came from. And she's so exciting. But I just, you know, as a makeup artist, I just love the fact that she has such an iconic style that, again, she just sort of comes out and owns it. A bit like Billie Eilish when she first came out as well. You know, she was younger and she came out and was just like, no, this is my style. And I think it's really nice and really refreshing to see someone take ownership of doing something a bit different. But she looks so good. Like, if I did Lola Young's makeup, I'd look like an idiot. She looks so good. And I look at her and I like zoom in on her faux freckles. I'm like, it looks great.
That's awesome.
And I used to do makeup lessons, and I would get mums who bought a lesson for their kids, which is a lovely thing to do if your kid is learning about makeup or trying to get, some of the mums were like, I just want her to get her skincare right because, you know, it's all very confusing. And I had two mums on separate occasions who were like, she's getting very adventurous with her makeup. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. And they were like, so we're just trying to just bring it down a notch or two. And then the mum turned up to pick her up and she had like bright pink eyeshadow all smashed. And she said, Genevieve, that's not really what I had in mind. And I was like, she's 18. Like, and then the other girl really loved like black eyeliner. And so she was quite gothy. And the mum was almost trying to say to me, just tell her to dial it down because she won't have a go at you, but she will have a go at me. And she came in and this girl was like razor sharp eyeliner. And I was like, I'm never going to tell a young woman what her style is and how she should present herself. But if she's got a style like that, I'm going to make sure that she is wearing it.
Doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just thinking, come on, you were young once as well. We all wore and did things that our parents were like, what are you doing? But you've just got to let them embrace it and work it out. I remember my friend, her kid started wearing a tracksuit and she was like, oh my God. Why is she tracksuit. She looks like a little chav. And I was like, mate, it's cool for her age. That's not the way. And she was like, she looks like a thug. And I was like,
yeah, it's very funny. So
it's not.
It is. So I've been a comic for 22 years. I started doing stand-up right after my daughter was born, and my daughter's 22 now and does stand-up. And she's got her own style and she's got her own point of view. And, you know, there are times where I'm like, I don't know that I want to hear this story or something when she's on stage, or she puts stuff out on Instagram and I'm like, I don't know if that's so it's very funny when I sit down with her and I'll say, so let's talk about that. She's like, you can't stop me from saying it. I can say whatever I want. I go, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you're going to say it, let's look at it and let's tighten it up so it's a little funnier. I'm like, listen, I'm never going to tell you to change it, but if you're going to say it, let's tighten this up so it's as funny as it can be. But same thing. I'm like, listen, you got to do you. There's a whole bunch of kids your age that think the exact same way that you do. So if you're going to say it, then let's make it so you're saying it the absolute funniest way you can do it. And let's lean into brevity and be really good. And so I agree with you. And I think that, you know, whether it's stand up or your makeup, like all the ways that you express yourself, I think that they're wonderful. And I think, you know, encouraging women to do that, because so many times, especially when we were younger, we were told, don't say that, don't stand like that, don't do that.
Be pretty, you know, that's elegant. That's so ladylike, you know, that kind of language. I remember my dad once ordering me in a pub when I was like, I was probably 16. In the UK, slightly different rules.
Yeah.
Got away with murder, really. And I was in a country pub, and Dad was like, what do you want? And I said, a pint, please. So he went off and came back with 2 halves. Oh, why have you bought me 2 halves? And he was like, a lady doesn't drink pints. And I was like, are you winding me up? Have you done that to wind me up? And he was like, no. And I was like, I couldn't work it out if he was trying to wind me up or not, because he bought my brother a pint. And I was like, I don't get it. What are you doing? Wow. And I still to this day don't know if he was winding me up. But then, you know, he got me into you know, he wanted me in the military and things. So he didn't raise me to be a girly girl. But I mean, I think he must have been trying to wind me up. He must have just been.
That's really funny. That's
but,
really
you know,
funny.
this idea of like two halves rather than a pint for a lady.
Well, listen, Genevieve, you're so fun. This has been such a pleasure. And you're just as awesome in real life as you are on Instagram. If you're not following her already, Michelle posted in the comments where you can find her on Instagram and all the other fun ways. And I love that you are really leaning into just everyday people and really easy, accessible ways that all of us can kind of make these changes in our lives. So yeah, I just love it. And everybody's saying, I'm going to use the word whilst more. Everybody loves your accent. Like, if you're going to go back and see these comments, you're going to see it, be like, I love everything she's saying.
You know what's so funny though about the British accent is that the other day when I did that video, someone was like, you are just like Adele the way you talk. And I was like, but I'm not. Adele's like this. She's Cockney. She's London. All right, mate. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? I'm like proper like, oh, hello. I had elocution lessons as a child. Hello. How are you doing?
It's so funny though, because for us, we love all of it. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. Like, you've never listened to Americans and been like, oh my gosh, that Jersey accent is fantastic. Like, it's not the same. It doesn't go both ways.
No, you say that though. I do love American accents. They're different dialects in different places.
Yes.
But it's a bit like English, you know, we've got like the Geordies and the Scousers, and it's all right. Have you never heard those accents?
No.
They're like a Geordie, but like you'd find them hard to understand. So I'm trying to think like, all right, mate, how you doing? All right, you're all right, mate. I'm terrible at that accent, okay, but that all right, mate. So we always, as English people, like, oh, those accents, or like Birmingham, you're all right. There's so many dialects in the same way in America. So there'll be like areas of America that are really sort of like.
Really well, it's the same thing. Like, you can be here and I could go like deep south. And I'm like, can somebody tell me what they say? I have no idea what you even say. Like, it's the same. I'm like, I got nothing. Yeah, it's very funny.
But thank you so much. I'm so sorry we had a few technical issues at the beginning, but I'm glad we managed to smooth those out.
Yeah, no, thanks for hanging in there. We appreciate it so much, and we'll make sure that we are telling everybody about you. But thank you so much, and thanks for
pleasure. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely day. Take care. Bye.
Oh my gosh, she is so awesome. We're definitely going to have her on when I'm in a better headspace with the getting all, maybe when all this grows out, she could come back and help me with my silver, because it'll be official. I'll be officially, I guess, a woman of an advanced age. Whatever. But listen, I know, love her to death. You can listen to her talk, follow her on Instagram. She's super funny. So you'll learn something as well as be entertained, which is what we love. So today is all about great makeup tips, butt knots, and Tommy the carpenter. And thanks to sexy producer Michelle for putting that together. She's got lots of plans, so we're going to have lots of great guests coming on this year. We've been doing lots of planning on the team, and we're working on our trip coming up as well. So we'll be talking about that. So that's it for us, everybody. Thanks for watching as always, and looking forward to seeing everybody next week. Like Judy from Saskatoon and Good Time Andrea say, work out those butt knots. And they say it all the time. So it's got to be true. So thanks for watching as always. Have a great day and a blessed day. And I'll see you guys on Monday. I'll see you. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's morning show, make sure to follow us for more One Funny Mother content.
Okay, all right. Morse code is tapping.
And check out OneFunnyMotherStore.com for great new inappropriate swag. And for more exclusive content, consider becoming a supporter.
She got a bad leg.
Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow on One Funny Morning.